You alright guys, how's it going? It's David Cloden from KZR Racing once again, and welcome back to my F1 Manager 22 career mode for round number 13 of Season 2 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episodes, do feel free to check out my channel. The playlist will be there. Not a lot to get through today in terms of admin. It's literally just the same emails from the last race and the upcoming board review. So we're just going to fast forward and, yep. Nothing much else to say. Board check-in, high confidence in your ability from the board, monthly car development report. Still pretty much where we were in terms of cornering and whatnot, but and acceleration and top speed with the drag. But we have got the final bit of research for next year set to come through during the summer break, and then the aerodynamic period resets after Belgium, so we can get another part done, which is, let me at the moment, where are we in terms of development? Front wing, I think I did the underfloor first for the research. I'll have to go back and check it out. I'll have to go back and check, but I'm pretty certain I did the underfloor first and the front wing now, so the rear wing will be next, and then probably the suspension, or I may do another underfloor one afterwards. But in any case, everything's okay. Helipad in poor condition. It's only 80,000 to refurbish that, so that's not an issue. So back to the emails. What else have we got? Tour centre is in poor condition as well. That's only 42. That won't take long. So everything else is, yep, everything else is as it should be. And now we have, if I go to the calendar, refurbishment done. Yep, so the front wing research will be completed a week before Belgium, and then at the end of Belgium, the next aerodynamic period opens. So we have another chance to do some more stuff to the car for this year. And, well, depending on actually, where's September, end of October is the next one. That'll be the end of that, and then it resets again at the start of the year. So we've only got, let me have a think about this for a second. We've only got one, two. Yeah, we've only got realistically. We've only got car development part slot. Yeah, we've only got realistically got 2 aerodynamic test periods. So, I think I'm going to have to have a think about that in between episodes, because I think I may have to switch from doing to just doing one part for this season and start putting more emphasis on next season to try and get the car up to snuff. So we'll have to have a think about that. For now, let's go to the performance reviews. Qualifying position P14, reach Q2. Fastest lap finishing position P14. Yep, we can do that. Qualifying position hot streak, finishing position hot streak. So yep, that's all good. So we will skip through now to practice for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Okay, so a few little bits and pieces of details. I'm not putting Jack in the car for this race. I want both guys to get a decent run at this one, because we are better on the low speed downforce. So we'll simulate first practice session as usual. So next, Gasly 8th, Alonso Bottas have got penalties, and Sebastian only P17. So that's a little worrying there. So we will skip through 37, 38, 43, 47. So I'm going to tinker around with the setups over the next 2 practice sessions, and I will be back at the end of practice 3, providing nothing goes awry. Right, as the end of the practice sessions, we managed to get everything done with both Pierre and Sebastian, and just get him out for one quick lap on the soft tyres, just to see what they can do. In reference to qualifying, as you can see, 100% on acclimatisation, and also 92 for Seb and 94 for Pierre. So they're as best prepared as we can get them as we head into the start of qualifying. So that is all good. Yeah, everything's all good on that. So just put the extra lap of fuel in so we're not running short. So yeah, same as before, we'll go through the motions for qualifying, and I'll see you at the end of Q3, providing, again, if nothing bad happens to either Pierre or Sebastian. Right, we're just coming to the end of the Q3 laps now. Sebastian again knocked out in Q2, but there are a couple of penalties coming for Alonso and Bottas, so hopefully that'll move Sebastian up the grid. Alonso's just gone P7. P8 now as Russell completes his lap. Sainz and Magnussen complete their laps. They stay where they are. Gasly at the moment is the last man on track, so we're just waiting for him to come round. Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc, they don't improve actually at the moment. Whoever was on the bottom, Bottas improved. He's up to P7, but where's Gasly going to go? He crosses the line and he goes P6. So that's brilliant work from Gasly there, up into P6 ahead of Russell. And Alonso and Bottas are going to take penalties as well. So that should hopefully see Vettel up into the top 10 as well, hopefully for the start of the race tomorrow. So if we just skip through to the end. There's the final classification. Leclerc is on pole ahead of Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Gasly. Russell P7. Bottas P8 with a penalty. Magnussen P9 and Alonso P10 also with a penalty. So that should see, at the very least, Zhou and Vettel move up a couple of places, which would be ideal as we go into the hub for the race. And where is it doesn't actually say where Sebastian's starting, so I'll have to we haven't got that much fuel to play with, so we're going to leave the fuel alone. Driving options, pace mode, go aggressive. We'll have to go all this at the start, but we will turn the fuel usage back down. There's no point in pushing if we haven't got the same amount of fuel to push. So strategy wise, the soft tyres are not that brilliant, unfortunately. Neither are the hard tyres, or the mediums I should say. So just 30 laps on the mediums. Well, I think this is going to have to be the call for Sebastian. I'm going to see if I can try and be clever here. So if we go to lap 40 with Sebastian, we'll go 41 actually. We'll start him on the hards and see if we can get him to go longer to get on the better tyre later on. But for Gasly, we're going to stick with the plan, the normal plan, and open up his, get him on the fuel, aggressive, that and that at the start. We want to see if we can make some places up. So, yep, Sebastian is starting P10 thanks to those grid penalties. Gasly is P6. So, without any wasting any time, let's go to the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. There we have Pierre Gasly. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalize on it? The teams are ready to go. And here we go.
Right, green flag at the back, 5 red lights to the Hungarian Grand Prix. And away we go. So if we look at Gasly's on board, he seems to have gotten a good start alongside the Red Bull. And here comes the second Mercedes of Russell. And Gasly, oh, he's gone down the inside. Right, Sebastian. We're going to get him back onto balanced and everything. And neutral. We don't want him going too hard too soon. Gasly, meanwhile, still doing the best job he can. And he's down the inside of Carlos Sainz. And Sainz, unfortunately, just gets the drive away. Unfortunately, so he didn't quite get the move there, but he did get ahead of one of the Red Bulls, of Sergio Perez, who I believe didn't quite actually see that, but I think, yeah, Perez is on the soft tyres. Okay, so some of these guys around us are doing a 2-stop on the softs. Sainz, Perez, Russell, Zhou, Ocon, possibly Magnussen, depending on how hard he goes, but yeah, that's a big surprise. I didn't think a lot of people would try the 2-stop, but that's what they're going for. Depending on how well Gasly's pace is, we may try the same, but again, that depends on his pace. And he's already dropping away from the leaders, but that's like understandable. We're nowhere near what their pace is as compared to the top 3. We can still fight the Mercs reasonably on a good day. But oh, Perez has spun. No, not Perez. Verstappen spun out. That's even worse.
Yellow ahead.
Yep.
Verstappen spins out at turn 1 while fighting Sainz, and he just locked the rears and round he went. Yeah, the car just span away from him, so we get another free position there. Vettel's up to P9, but he's playing the longer game. And that's given Gasly the incentive here. He's now on the back of Carlos Sainz, who's dropped 2.5 seconds behind Hamilton, who's hunting down Leclerc. So, Hamilton, after the disaster of racing for the lead last race at France, I believe, he was challenging for the lead in that race and eventually got spun out. Can he make up for it in this race? Fighting the defending world champion Charles Leclerc. Sainz is slowly catching back up. He's already taken a 10th out of that, as Russell's now overtaken Perez now. They're side by side. So this is hopefully going to make Gasly's life a little bit easier, hopefully. DRS is now active. As we go down the main straight, Gasly has dropped a little bit away from Sainz, unfortunately. Sainz with the overall pace advantage, but then again, he is on soft tyres, so he's going to be better out the corners than we are. So now we got George Russell for company ahead of Perez. Guan Yu Zhou looking in the background. He's gotten ahead of Magnussen. And of course, Sebastian on the hard tyres, surrounded by medium and soft runners. He's just going to be doing his own thing for a little while. Gasly trying his best, but nope, there you go. He's out of Carlos Sainz has broken the DRS now. So, we are going to try and play the long game here. And see how things go. Vettel's got Ocon for company. And Norris is just lurking in the background as well. So, I get the feeling this is going to be bit painful this first period of the race with all these guys on softs and mediums. As both Perez and Russell, I think, are going to get past Gasly here. There goes Russell. Gasly, meanwhile, moves to make a block on Perez, who fires it down the inside anyway. And Guan Yu Zhou is going to try and make a move on all of us, and I think he has done. He's still fighting Pez. He's still fighting Checo around the outside. Chinese driver in the sister Red Bull team can't quite get the move done. But I'm not too worried at the moment. These guys are making the two-stop, and their tyres will go off a lot quicker. I think their predicted pit stop was around lap 13 or 14 on the soft tyres. So they've only got about 10 laps of use out of those tyres before they eventually go off. Yeah, look at them. They're already down to, like, some of them are already down to 80%. Well, the leaders are, because those are a scrub set of tyres, whereas Zhou's probably going to go about 1 or 2 laps longer, being on the fresher set. So I'm not overly too concerned about that, as Vettel has got Ocon up the inside of him. Ocon's going to overtake, but I think Sebastian here will get the DRS. So we'll go attack and overtake. Yep, there he goes. He's got the DRS, so we'll pull away, go back to neutral, back down to standard. The Vettel's back up into P9, so we're going to take a moment away now, guys, because it's lap 5 now. I'm pretty certain these guys are going to be doing their own thing. So we'll let them do it. We'll let them carry on as is. Russell's now up into P3, so the Mercs are working really well here in the early stages on these soft tyres. Hamilton is still holding on to the back of Leclerc, just about. So the Mercs could spring a surprise this race. You never know. But for now, we're in a train with all these guys. So Gasly's going to get DRS no matter what. So I'm going to leave these guys to it, and we'll come back a little bit later, nearer the pit stops, and see how they're doing. Well, I've only got away for 1 lap, and as we go round turn 2 and turn 3, Gasly, taking advantage of the fact that Zhou got ahead of Perez, goes right clean round the outside of the Red Bull and up into P6, I believe that is. Almost said 5, but I'm certain it was 6. So that's Gasly is still keeping pace with the front guys, and Vettel is doing the best job he can to try and keep these soft tyre guys behind, but the medium tyres, sorry. But as you can see, yep, Stroll's gotten ahead of Vettel, as well as Ocon, so it's going to be a bit of an ask for Sebastian to try and keep up with these guys, but eventually their tyres are going to start going off, and he'll be in a bit better position later on. And there's Gasly is on the move again. He's overtaken Zhou now. Round the outside of turn 1. Cleanly as well. Gets right ahead of him and gets the second bite of DRS to pull ahead. And up into P4, or P5, sorry. So Gasly not messing around. Well, just coming up to the first round of pit stops. I put all the guys on pushing because they built up enough fuel. Unfortunately, Vettel did drop back quite a bit. But now all of these soft tyre runners have now come in for their pit stops, and that has allowed Gasly up into P3, and Vettel's back into P9, but he's some 2.5 seconds behind Lance Stroll. Stroll is going to be coming in soon, though, along with Ocon, because their tyres aren't going to last that much longer. Whereas Ricciardo, Albon and Hulkenberg, unfortunately, their tyres, their mediums are holding up quite well, as opposed to the hards. So maybe trying to be a little bit too clever with the strategy in regards to the hard tyres. I thought the tyres were going to wear out a lot quicker, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case. So I'll have to I'll have to hope that wait for the soft tyre guys to come in. The mediums, sorry. And then when all these guys around Vettel on the mediums come in, I'll get him on aggressive and start punching in some quick laps for him before I bring him in for his medium tyres. And by that point, he should be on the better tyre to actually make up some ground then. So we can hope, but Stroll comes in now. Sebastian now moves up to P8 as a result. So the only guy we're waiting on to pit is Ocon, who's now been caught by Bottas and Verstappen. Verstappen's been struggling this race. He's struggled a lot to try and get past some of these cars after he spun out. He's made a couple of moves, but he hasn't made like amazing progress. And that's going to leave him struggling a bit for this race, as opposed to Hamilton and Leclerc, who've been really having a good scrap up front, actually. They've exchanged the lead a few times, so Lewis has definitely got the pace to win this race. Just all depends on whether he doesn't make a mistake or the car, if the car holds together. So doesn't quite make the move into turn one for what the whole thing that goes on there. But now, is he going to make the move around the outside of turn two? He's thinking about it. Swoops around the outside of the Ferrari. The defending champion Charles Leclerc is fighting as best as he can. He's still there. He's held it around the outside of turn three. As they head up to turn four now, is Hamilton going to get this? Nope, Leclerc still holds on. And Hamilton and Leclerc are still side by side as they come up to the second sector and into the chicane. Nope, Leclerc is still holding in there. But now, there you go, Hamilton swoops round into the S's and finally gets ahead of the Ferrari. But Leclerc is no doubt going to come back at him at the in the DRS zone again. We'll follow this one more time as we head up there. We got start of next lap, it'll be lap 20. And from there, it'll be 10 or 11 laps before these guys decide to make their pit stops. We'll put Sebastian Pierre back on balanced on the fuel. And here comes Charles Leclerc, pulls out and clean past the Mercedes. Back into the lead. Can Leclerc pull out that gap he needs to get ahead of, to break the DRS of the Mercedes? Doesn't look like it, or he may do. So Ferrari's definitely got the edge down the straight, but the Mercedes definitely seems to be the quicker one in the corners. He's making up a little bit of time. Meanwhile, I just noticed flickering on the left-hand side. Bottas and Verstappen have gotten ahead of Ocon, and Verstappen has pulled ahead of Bottas. So he's now got a clean run to catch up to the Haas of Magnussen ahead, who's having another great race, actually. He's been doing really well these last few races, outperforming that car, while his teammate has been stuck down in the lower half of the grid, trying to make sense of the car he's racing. I've also just realised it's Hulkenberg and Magnussen in the Haas as teammates for 2023, which is this season I'm on. And these two are pairing up in real life in 2023 in the Haas. Sometimes these games have a weird way of making life imitating art sort of thing. There was a lot of things going on with, I remember Arab series, My Driver, his modded My Driver series. A lot of weird and wonderful things keep happening in that series. But at the moment, Vettel has actually pulled out a decent gap to Hulkenberg, because Hulkenberg's not the fastest driver on the grid. He's gotten ahead of Ricciardo, and there's a car spun off somewhere. It's not Gasly, it's not Verstappen, Vettel, sorry.
Yellow ahead.
Yeah.
And it's Bottas who spun out.
Now we see Valtteri Bottas.
So he's gotten back. Oh no, that's a waste. He got back ahead of He got back ahead of Verstappen, and round he goes. So that's not what they wanted. Yeah, so Hulkenberg getting ahead of Ricciardo has actually helped Vettel out massively here, because now the McLaren's not all over the back. And there's another driver who's locked up. It's all happening. The tyre wear's starting to kick in now, and it's Ricciardo. I just noticed him drop down. So Ricciardo locked up. Yep, there you go.
Here's the replay. Daniel Ricciardo,
as we look at it, turn 5, yeah.
It almost got away from them entirely.
Still manages to keep going, but he's lost out to, there's Russell and Sainz go by. They stopped earlier. So that's one less car they have to overtake. But Bottas, Vettel is slowly starting to reel in Bottas, I've just noticed. So the tyre wear is definitely having an effect. Even on 62% wear. And Stroll's run wide somewhere as well. He's already... has Stroll pit? Trying to look where he is. Yeah, he has pit. He's on the hard tyres. He's already run wide. So that loss of time also should help Sebastian a little bit. But yeah, he's lingering around 2.6, 2.7. So he is catching up to Bottas ever so slightly. So now, Gasly, he's got plenty of clear air. He's not being troubled by the Haas behind to do his own thing. And meanwhile, Hamilton has gotten ahead of Leclerc. He's got a little bit of a gap. So again, Hamilton, best chance to win a race. So hopefully, like I said, no mistakes or mechanical issues intervening. He's got a good shout at doing this against the defending champion in the Ferrari, Charles Leclerc. Get the DRS. We'll see if he's got the pace to make the move down the straight. And there's another car that's spun out. It's happening all over the place. DRS disabled, so it's a virtual or a... it's a full safety car. That's not worked out for Gasly at all. Right, so... Right, Vettel. He's coming up to the pit lane. He's still got some... what's his tyres like? They're 73. Oh, no. Gasly's got a little bit screwed over here, but... is it worth bringing Sebastian in now? I think it is. He's going to come out in P17, but everyone else all around him is either going to be on hard tyres or they'll have to stop again. So annoying. The safety cars come out at the worst possible time for the one stoppers, because that's going to bring the two stoppers back into it now. He's still got a ways to go. So I don't think I'm actually going to bring Sebastian in. I'm going to leave him out.
Car in the wall. Okay, copy.
So now we're going to conserve and conserve there. But for Gasly,
Just had a crash on the track.
and it's Sainz who's crashed out.
Let's have another look. Science is the focus here.
Sainz has crashed out. There he goes. He's spun off, and oh, that is a heavy hit there. That is a nasty, nasty hit there for the Ferrari. And I think that's Carlos Sainz out of the race as well.
Sebastian, we are all okay on fuel, so you can do what you want for speed.
So,
Yeah, copy.
as for Sainz, yeah, Carlos Sainz is out of the race. But, Ocon, I've just noticed. Ocon's just got the freest of pit stops under this safety car. And this is annoying. Right. Hamilton and Leclerc are a ways ahead. So I'm just going to speed this up. I'm going to watch Hamilton and Leclerc and see what they do. Because if they come in, I'm bringing Gasly in. So as we go on to conserve and conserve.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah, copy.
So what do Hamilton and Leclerc do? Do they come in? They do not. Gasly's window opens in 4 laps. He's on 60% tyre wear. But he's going to have to come in no matter what. I'm going to chance it. I'm going to bring Gasly in. He's going to come out around 6th place. But the safety car's going to bunch everyone up. But I'm going to have to conserve on his tyres. I have to. There's no way he's going to make it otherwise.
Box.
So we're going to bring Gasly in. He should come in now. There he goes. He's in the pit. Magnussen stays out. Verstappen stays out. Bottas, Vettel, they stay out. And Gasly just gets ahead of Hülkenberg and Albon, and he's right behind Sebastian. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So now on the restart, I can just get Sebastian to let Gasly through. And all these guys ahead of us have still got to pit. So this is going to give us a massive this is going to be a massive bonus for us in the long term.
We'll be in this now.
Right, the safety car's now coming in. So
Okay.
standard, balanced.
Happy to
As
push.
for you, you're going on aggressive, push, overtake.
Good restart.
Okay.
So now,
Come on.
Okay.
right, don't fight teammate, let him go.
Right.
Copy.
Now take him off, don't fight teammate, come on. There we go, that's perfect, yes. Just what we needed from Sebastian there. Thank you, Sebastian, very good, very, very good. Right, back to neutral, keep him on push. Standard on the tyres for Gasly. He's already having a look at Bottas. Around the outside of turn 2, come on, Pierre, come on, you got fresh tyres, mate, you can do this. You can do this, aggressive, 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 go for it.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Go for it, and that should, hopefully, if he can run him out wide here. Go on, Pierre, that's going to be P5 if you can book this in. I'm going to get Sebastian on push as well, getting to use the fuel. And meanwhile, Pierre, yes, he has gotten ahead of Bottas. That's just what I needed from him. Well done, Pierre Gasly. That is a brilliant restart. That's the best we could have asked for.
Let's have a look here. This was
Around the outside of turn 4, gets the inside for turn 5. Despite being on hard tyres, the fresh tyres definitely made the difference there.
Make it look so easy.
Definitely made a difference there for Pierre Gasly. Absolutely brilliant from our star driver this year. And he's in prime position here. Dare I say it? I don't want to jinx anything, but dare I say it? He's in a good position for another podium. And potentially a win, because he is close to Verstappen and Magnussen. This is going to be interesting later on.
The great play there.
And we just cut away briefly to Pierre Gasly doing the absolute audacious, sticking his nose down the inside of Max Verstappen into turn 5, and has overtaken him into sector 2. What has happened to Pierre Gasly? He's just woken up and gone. Oh, Verstappen's locked up again.
Replay. Now here we see Max
Verstappen locked up again. He obviously couldn't handle what just happened to him.
last thing they'll have wanted.
Verstappen is not having the Grand Prix here. If I were Red Bull, I would have just brought him into the pits right then and there. DRS is back on, though. And Vettel's tyres are still pretty good, actually. And he's hounding Bottas. And we're not dropping too far away from Hamilton and Leclerc. dare I say, we are in a very, very good position here. We are in a very good position here. Let's speed up to the end of the lap. I want to see if I can get... yeah, Gasly, he is on Magnussen. He is all over the back of the Haas. So, aggressive overtake. Aggressive overtake on both guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get them. There's Gasly, clean off the corner, and he's going to do it. He's going to get up into P3, back down to neutral and standard. Meanwhile, Sebastian is not... Oh, he didn't quite get... he didn't quite get alongside Bottas. Bottas has also got DRS off of Magnussen as well. So we're going to keep him on overtake. Bottas is going to go down the inside of Magnussen. Magnussen's dropped off massively here, and now we're being attacked by Russell. So that's unfortunately hampered Sebastian a little bit. Magnussen's gone. So his tyres are going to be roasted. And Pierre Gasly, what's happened to Pierre Gasly? He's literally just woken up and become a heat-seeking missile. He's chasing down Lewis Hamilton now for second place in this Grand Prix. And if he keeps going his way, because their tyres are done. Their tyres are done. So the hard tyres are definitely the tyre to be on right now. And Hamilton's out of range of Charles Leclerc. You know what? Do it. Do it, Pierre. So we'll do the same for Sebastian as well. Oh no, they're all in the pits. Hamilton's gone into the pits as well as Bottas and Magnussen. Even better. So now, neutral, standard. Gasly sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Neutral, standard. Meanwhile, Sebastian, on his worn tyres, is defending for his life against Russell. He's still got a ways to go, Sebastian. But he's going to try and do his best. Meanwhile, Gasly is challenging Charles Leclerc for the lead of this Grand Prix. And he's going to be miles ahead. He's stuck his nose down the inside of turn 5 again. And he's going to go for it into the chicane. He's still side by side with the Ferrari, but he gets the drive. Leclerc's still there. And he's done it. Pierre Gasly has legitimately overtaken Charles Leclerc for the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. What ready brake has Pierre had this morning? He is literally on a completely different level this race. We're now leading the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc, I believe, is coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Because there's no way they're not going to cover off Hamilton. And there he goes. He's into the pits. And here comes Sebastian. So, very briefly, for this race, it is going to be a 1-2 for Aston Martin. Can we just get it on the screen? Yep, very briefly before George Russell gets the power down and past Sebastian Vettel into P2. So Sebastian is going to be going on for a little while longer because he's going up until lap 41. He's going for lap 41 before he comes into the pits for his stop. But now, Pierre Gasly, fresher tyres than George Russell, and he has got a 4.3 second lead. So, we're into that dull middle section of the race again, guys. I'm going to cut away, and we're going to see where Vettel comes out after his pit stop.
Take a closer look. Taking a look
Unfortunately, we just had a thing through. Sebastian Vettel locked up as he was coming into the pits on this lap, and I think he went into the pit lane, but I think he's still got, he's He's gone to the medium tyres, but I haven't changed his front wing because I didn't realise until too late. Right. Yeah, I've got to bring him in. I'm not changing his tyres. I'm just changing the front wing. Oh, that's unfortunate for Sebastian. Like, third race in a row now. Sebastian Vettel cannot garner a single break. Right, we've just had another crash somewhere. It's brought out the yellow flags. Nothing so far in regards to a safety car. It's Ocon who's crashed.
Let's see what happened there. Now have a watch of this. Looks
Trying to hold back a whole load of cars behind. Is it the same place where Sainz went off? It is.
a
And
definite
into the
collision there.
wall.
That's
Not as
very
hard as the Ferrari, so he may salvage his car to get back to the pits, which he's going to. Unfortunately, it's not going to make a difference for Sebastian. He's way behind. So Sebastian at the moment is just coasting at the back of the field, mainly. And Pierre's actually not that far away from lapping him. So that's the that's the diverse race that we've had, because Gasly has done absolutely brilliantly to get up to the front of the field. And poor Sebastian, again, through rotten luck, has ended up at the back of the grid. Yeah, I know he locked up and went into the wall. That's on him, but the fact that he pitted and never got a front wing change is, yeah, that's... I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say about that, really, but... Gasly, meanwhile, the tyre wear is a little bit heavy, I'm not going to lie, but he has got a 7.4 second gap over Russell. There he is in the background. So we're going to go for a period now where I'm going to put him on light just to make his tyres last until the end, so he's got tyres to fight with at the end. And then I'll put him on push again when his fuel builds up. Until then, this is the way it is till the end of the race, guys. So, we'll come back unless anything happens. Right, we're just coming up towards the end of lap 55. Russell pitted, and as a result, that has freed up Charles Leclerc, and he has hunted Gasly down like no tomorrow. And unfortunately, there's not really much I could do about that. Leclerc is in so much faster car. I'll do the best I can, but I'm not holding hope out for the last 15 laps of this race, because I get distinct feeling Charles Leclerc is going to overtake me no matter what I do. Because he's already on the back of me now that he's got DRS, so I get the feeling it's going to be an inevitability no matter what happens here. But I'll do the best job I can, guys. I'll do the best job I can.
Let's take a look at the
And unfortunately,
Okay, here's the Ferrari.
in the same manner that Gasly did it to everyone else, Leclerc returns the favour. Gasly did it to him earlier on in the race. Leclerc went and returned the favour and did it in much more emphatic fashion. Right, we're currently on the coming to the end of the penultimate lap, and unfortunately I have got a rampant George Russell and no fuel,
Save.
no tyre wear to protect myself with, and unfortunately he's going to tuck in behind. He's going to pull out to the left-hand side. There isn't really much I can do, and unfortunately George Russell on the last lap has caught up to Gasly and overtaken him.
Let's focus.
Ah, that's annoying. We held on for so long. We inevitably fell away from Leclerc, but we just fell behind massively because the tyres, yeah, Russell's gone on those fresh mediums. Nothing we can do about that. That's the best. We're going to leave Gasly on the deploy until the end. We may as well.
You can stop lifting coast. Okay.
Sebastian did manage to catch up with one car. He managed to get ahead of his young prodigy Mick Schumacher at the end. Gasly, meanwhile, he did his best. He led the race for a while on the strategy we played, but it was a risky strategy, and unfortunately we just couldn't hold on to the tyres the way we wanted to. But Charles Leclerc wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Brilliant driving from him. Russell comes across the line in P2. He's chased to the line by Gasly.
Okay, so that's
Cannot complain with the drive today from Gasly. He did everything he could
Let's check the flag.
to get the best result possible.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And we got another podium out of it. It could have been P2, but like I said, the tyres just couldn't handle it at the end. Ideally, I needed another safety car when Russell came in for a second stop. I ideally needed another one just after he pitted, so I could pit Gasly onto another set of mediums. But it is what it is. It's still another great result for Gasly. And Sebastian, one of these days, this man in this career mode is going to get a little bit of luck. Maybe he'll get it in Belgium after the summer break. But yeah, not a great day for Sebastian. It could have been so much better. But there he is, Pierre Gasly, his third podium of the season for his new team. Potential finally let loose, and if we can get enough research into the car next year, I wonder what he can do next year. Maybe secure a couple of race wins. Maybe actually challenge the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes and Ferrari. Who knows? But he's definitely got the capability to win a race. He's definitely got the capability to win a race. If he's getting podiums in our car, which is pretty much you saw in the development, you just saw in the development before the race, we're only like on average with our downforce like P13, 13th on the 13th overall. So he's definitely got it in him to win a race when we get a better car underneath us. So it's definitely going to come sooner rather than later, or when, not if, I should say. But there's the final classification. Charles Leclerc wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of George Russell with the fastest lap of the race. Pierre Gasly rounds out the podium. Another brilliant race from him. Lewis Hamilton, P4, dropped off at the end of that race, unfortunately. Sergio Perez takes fifth for Red Bull. Quiet day for the Red Bulls, to be honest. They did not turn up at all. Magnussen, P6 in the Haas. Bottas, P7. Alonso gains 10 places and gets up into P8. Verstappen, 9th, still scores points after 2 lockups, but again, nothing really to brag about. He shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. And Guan Yu Zhou rounds out the top 10 with his single point for AlphaTauri. So in the Drivers' Championship, Leclerc once again gains on Verstappen. He's now 8 points behind with his 5th win of the season there. Sergio Perez is pretty much out of contention at this point, I would say, unless he has a massive wake-up at Belgium and starts performing. Same goes for Carlos Sainz. Clumsy mistake from him today. And he's going to want to look to bounce back after the summer break. And then we have Pierre Gasly still holding on to P5 ahead of Hamilton and Russell. Russell was the only one who gained on Gasly out of the two Mercs, but that was only 3 points difference. So Gasly still doing well to hold on. Magnussen, he shoots up to P11 in the standings with his P8. Unfortunately, Vettel's slowly starting to slip back now, thanks to his bad luck really starting to give him some problems. So we'll have to have a look at what we can do at Belgium for Sebastian, because it's not looking good for him. Haas actually with that race, overtake AlphaTauri in the constructors. So they're still doing pretty good. And as for our championship, we're not battling Mercedes, but we have gained substantially on Alpine in the constructors by about 11 points. So we're still in a good position in the constructors for best of the rest, which is more than I was aiming for. I was hoping like around P6, P7, but thanks to Gasly being absolutely astounding this year, we've been doing a lot better than that. And it's actually managed to get that podium in a dry race for a change. The other two podiums were in wet to dry races where we took advantage of the conditions. Our car definitely did perform better in the wet conditions, which allowed us to get into those positions. But this was a dry race with only one safety car, so we still played the strategy. We still stuck to the normal strategy. We pitted Gasly a little bit earlier, but we still got the podium. And it worked out. So going into the next race at Belgium, hopefully the guys get to recharge their batteries, and they both get a development point as well. So we'll have a look. Definitely have a look at that. No bonus clause for Sebastian because he actually finished P18 this time. He didn't finish in the top 17. So we actually get a decent chunk of money for that. But mid-season board review after the Hungarian Grand Prix, we have pretty much season objective, target 7th. We're currently 4th at the moment. And long-term objectives, score points in 50% of the season's races. And we've scored points in all but one race, I believe, which was the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at Jeddah when Gasly crashed out. But aside from that one hiccup, we've been pretty consistent with our point scoring. So can't really complain with that. Team rating, still not very good. Team bonus, $1.5 million, but we have a high board confidence. So that is very, very handy. So not much to talk about at the moment. We'll probably have a look at some facility upgrades over the summer break. We've got 25 million actually, nearly, to play with. So if you guys have enjoyed the episode, do feel free to leave a like and a comment and share the video around. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of those videos. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing, and we will see you next time for the Belgian Grand Prix. Goodbye.